Welcome back, everybody. My name is Kavika, and I am the Squared Circled Scholar. Today, I will be giving my review for WWE's Evolution 2025. This event was way better than I ever thought it would have been. It almost felt like the build-up to Evolution was kind of lackluster, and nobody had really any expectations of this show. But it pretty much knocked it out of the park. I wouldn't say it was the best show of the weekend, but it definitely was the second best. They opened up the show with Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. I'm not too happy with who won, Becky Lynch being the person who won, and the reason why is because I was 100% sure. I was 100% sure Bayley was going to win. Then we were going to have our little triple threat thing at SummerSlam, but that doesn't seem like it's happening now. Instead, we're getting just Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch again. What? Back to the match. This was a really fun match. They did a lot of creative things here, especially the way Becky wound up pinning Bayley at the very end to win the match. That was just mwah. And these three have such good chemistry together, which is strange in a way because Becky and Bayley, of course, they're going to have great chemistry. They've been working together for the past, 10 years now or so? And now you add in Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria just felt like she met their pace. They were up here, she was here, and she had to just boom. And she's just stuck to it ever since her feud started with Becky. And the reason I wanted Bayley to win so bad is because this match was so good. I know they can do it again. I know they can create magic again in the ring. And I would love to see that. It's kind of disappointing to see that it's only going to be Lyra versus Bayley at SummerSlam. Overall, though, I'm going to give this match 3.5 stars out of 5. Next on the card was Jacy Jayne versus Jordynne Grace for the NXT Women's Championship match. And I'll just let you know ahead of time. For me, this was like a 2.5 star match. It wasn't your average match. It was just a little bit worse than that. And they didn't seem to have the best chemistry going to this match. Some things felt a little sloppy. But you can tell that given enough time between these two, they can definitely put on a banger of a match. And I don't like the fact that, what is her name? Something Monroe? Yeah, something Monroe. I can't remember her name. They hit Grace with the title to help Jane with the win when she already had two people with her. I get it. It's a heel turn. We're supposed to hate her now. And I don't know. It just felt weak because... Is it Blake Monroe? Brooke Monroe? One of the two. Monroe just came into WWE, NXT and all, right? And it just feels weird just snap, turn her heel when she came over and everybody wanted to see her. You'd feel like they'd keep her babyface at least for a little bit. But now this has me confused. She's turned, so I would assume she's going to, help Jacy Jayne out. And now Jordynne Grace and Monroe are going to have a feud between each other. I try not to get too ahead of myself, trying to see into the future of where they're going. But I just don't Monroe feels like such a big star. Why would she be a lackey to the champion unless she's going to do a double turn and eventually turn on Jacy Jayne? Which that's already too many turns if that's the case. We're not Big Show over here. We're not turning 30,000 times in a single career. Next on the card was the Women's Tag Team Championships. You had Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruca and Zarya. I think I got all of them. And of course, just like the same fashion has been for the past year and a half, Judgment Day wins. Now, I predicted that Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were going to win, and it just felt like that progression. They were going to win the championships, and they were going to become this cohesive team that would eventually get fans like me who dislike Charlotte to eventually like Charlotte. Well, I still dislike Charlotte, not as a person, just, I I'm tired of seeing her on my TV screen. But I understand why Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez won here. I understand it. Judgment Day has all the gold. They have the women's tag team titles, they have the world tag team titles, and they have the Intercontinental Championship. So they're on a high right now. The only person that doesn't have a title, technically, is Liv Morgan, but she's out injured. And it just feels like that Judgment Day is gonna lose a lot in the near future. I'm predicting SummerSlam, but I could be wrong like I was here. Now, to me, this was a 3-star match. This was just a good, average match. Wasn't horrible, wasn't great. This is just what it needed to be. A nice, serviceable match to show everyone's talents within that match. I especially liked watching Sol Ruca and Zarya. I want to watch more NXT. I'm hoping I can. So that way I can see exactly what they do in singles matches. Because here, they were great. I can only expect more from a singles match, right? Next on this card, they had Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's Championship. And I don't know, it was okay. It was alright. It wasn't the best match in the world. But it did what it needed to do. They had their legend. They got their legend on the card. They got Trish Stratus. Good for you, WWE. And it made, Tiffany Stratton look a lot stronger because she defeated a legend. She defeated a WWE Hall of Famer. That's on her record now. But I really don't have much to say for this match because there wasn't much here. No storyline. It was a decent match. It was very predictable that Tiffany was going to win. Very predictable. So I'm just going to go with 2 stars. That's just what I'm feeling. And going from that lull to this match, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match. There ain't no championships on the line. There's no money in the briefcase on the line. They just want to beat the crap out of each other. Now, was this the likes of CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre? No. Was this the likes of Adam Page versus Jon Moxley? No. But it didn't have to be. Jade took a lot more bumps than I thought she would. I thought she was going to just be throwing Naomi everywhere and then just pin her and walk out, call it a day. But this match was actually back and forth, and they had a lot of fun spots here, especially with the toolbox. That was a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. I also like the effect that they did with the little TV that was on the announcer's table. It wasn't on it. It was on the front of it. And Naomi drop-kicked Jade into it, and the smoke and the sparks went flying. I love just little things like that. Little things like that is what makes wrestling fun. And once again, we had another thing. The right person won. The right person lost. Jade Cargill won. Naomi lost. Let's go. Getting Jade ready for SummerSlam. And what we all thought, Naomi ready for SummerSlam. Oh boy, were we wrong. But before we can even get into that, we have to talk about the Women's Battle Royal, which Stephanie Vaquer won. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. I'm not going to stick too much on this. This was your typical battle royal. It had its spots of people getting thrown out immediately. You had Kaylani Jordan, who got thrown out of the ring and had her Kofi Kingston spot, which was pretty cool. The way she put her feet in the ropes and then used her abs to lift herself up. Absolutely amazing athleticism. I'm talking, how does one even train their abs to do that? How? Once again, right person won, Stephanie Vaquer. She's on top of the wrestling world right now, and she's probably going to be on top of the women's division for quite some time. As soon as she wins a world title, that's it. The women's division is hers. And for the main event, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky in the best match in the night. There's something about the chemistry in the ring for these two women. that is just absolutely insane. And I don't know how to exactly pinpoint what I'm trying to say, but every time they enter the ring against each other, it is absolute magic. They somehow keep finding different ways to put us at the edge of our seats, on the tip of our toes, biting our fingernails. And just when you thought that it couldn't get any better, WWE did the absolute unthinkable thing and had Naomi cash in on this match. Now, everyone thought that she was going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill at SummerSlam, which would have been fine, but it would have been very, very predictable. This is one of the most unpredictable things WWE has done in quite some time, in my opinion. No one thought Naomi was going to come out, do that, and then win the women's world title. No one thought that, especially not after a no-holds-barred match that she just lost like an hour and a half before. Like, no one thought she was just going to run out there and do what she did. Now, I'm going to group Io and Rhea's match with this triple threat cash-in match. I'm just going to lump them all together as one singular match. And with saying that, this match gets 4.5 stars. It is almost as close as you can get to like a perfect match with a cash-in, because the cash-in was unpredictable. The cash-in was almost perfectly done. They kind of messed it up there at the beginning because they rang the bell, and I don't think they were communicating right with each other. I think if it wasn't for that, I'd be at a 5. That little slip up right there, right when she's cashing in, I think brings it down just a notch. Overall, I give Evolution a B-, C+, B-. It's up there. It's a lot better than it had any right being, honestly. Anyways, that's my review of WWE's Evolution 2025. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you like, what did you dislike about Evolution? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.